Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin is on Capitol Hill for a second day of testimony. Yesterday, the Senate. Today, it's the House Homeland Security Committee. Secretary Mullin delivered a fiery opening not long ago about the threat facing federal immigration agents.
We enforce the law. And because they're doing so, it's racism. But yet their death threats are up by 8,000%. Vehicular damage is up 3,300%. Assaults up 1,300%. And what's that do from peaceful protest? I have nothing wrong. I have no problem with people peacefully protesting. I believe in our First Amendment, peacefully. Delaney Hall, I've had officers bit, hit, scratched. We had one get threatened. They were going to kill him and his family. That's peaceful.
Tensions boiled over first outside New Jersey's Delaney Hall Detention Center last week. That forced state police to step in after days of rioting. Then New York's Mayor Ras Baraka implemented a curfew, and protesters crashed through that 2 nights ago. But today, Mayor Baraka has decided to lift the curfew and implement so-called free speech zones. Some in the media are angry, saying it limits their access. The fight over illegal immigration enforcement is also underway on the West Coast. The House Judiciary Committee is reportedly instigating sanctuary policies in San Francisco and San Diego. Republican lawmakers have requested information on how the two cities interact with ICE officials. The threats against federal agents are growing even as they continue to try to do the dangerous work getting illegal immigrants off the streets of America. And one of the most violent attacks happened last year in Dallas. You may recall a sniper opened fire on a field office, apparently targeting the agents, but managed to kill 2 detainees. Fox News spoke exclusively with 2 deportation officers and a staff member who survived that horrifying encounter.
This is the new reality, as violent and chaotic as it might seem. This is the new reality for every deportation officer, every ICE employee.
Especially our families shouldn't have to carry the burden or a barrage of threats thrown at them simply because their significant other, their loved one, their family member is an ICE officer, just enforcing the immigration laws.
In focus now, Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik of New York, member of the Armed Services and Intelligence Committees. Good to see you today. What do you think of when you hear those men talking about the danger of their jobs and what they've been through?
Well, Secretary Markwayne Mullin, a former colleague of mine, is doing a tremendous job. And as he outlined in his opening statement, we're seeing an 8,000% increase of violent attempts against ICE officers, CBP officers. And in my district border, I actually represent a border district, and I represent ICE officers, CBP officers who are working every single day to ensure that our laws are enforced and we have safety and security in this country. So I strongly support the administration enforcement of the law and standing up for our law enforcement officers who are public servants each and every day. This is part of the broader attacks on police, attacks on federal law agents, and it has to stop. And it puts the families at risk as well, Harris. We've seen doxing of ICE agents' families. That needs to stop, and it is a federal crime to do that.
I want to talk to you about this pushback that the mayor has of Newark, New Jersey, because people know that facility first from about a year ago with Congresswoman LaMonica McIver. And remember, she was arrested, faces 17 years in prison now after being indicted for putting her arms and hands all over federal agents trying to break into that facility, saying that it was on a mission just to see things inside. Actually, the facility through DHS has put out the menu. That was one of the things that was complained about this time, why lawmakers wanted to get in there. And I look at this now, and I look at them being compliant at this point. What are Democrats trying to do? And I specifically call them out because McIver is a Democrat. This mayor, who now says, oh, free speech zone, you just do what you want to do, even though they've been biting and throwing things at ICE agents, he lifted that curfew. What's going on really on the left here?
This is part of the broader Democrat position where it's putting illegals first. It's not supporting our law enforcement officers. Again, our law enforcement officers are, they are putting their lives on the line literally every single day, Harris, to enforce the laws after we saw this tremendous border and crime crisis because of wide open borders in sanctuary cities. And New York, you can look at an example right there. Many of the violent crimes have been committed by illegals. So we want to enforce the law. We want to abide by the Constitution. And I believe that whether they're Democrats or others,
Congresswoman
they need
Stefanik,
to face
will you please forgive me? There's something that we need to step in, and I want to get your immediate reaction to it. So Secretary Mullin on the Hill right now, Illinois Congresswoman Delia Ramirez getting into it, and it has gotten really fiery. Let's watch.
So we're going back to another question.
Let's get it.
Let me know when we're
let's
ready.
get everything set, and then I will let everything start again. 346, please.
So, Secretary, are you familiar with the ICE National Detention Standard, Standard 4, food service, that establishes that food in ICE detention must be nutritious and hygienic? Are you familiar with the standard? That's a pretty easy yes or no.
Yes,
are you familiar with the standard? Thank you. So, given ICE's standards and reports of decaying food confirmed by congressional oversight, would you retract your comments dismissing detainees' concerns about rotten food as a desire for ethnic food? Would you retract those comments?
I didn't say rotten food. I said they wanted ethnic correct food, and I said this isn't a Holiday Inn. We're not providing that. But
So
we
you're
did
not
release a
retracting-
menu, and if you saw time, if you look time to look at the
So
menu,
you're not
you can see it's
retracting
pretty
your
good
comments?
food.
Okay. So let me just make sure I clarify. These questions were important because I know it shows this. You've been in Congress before. You've been in the House and Senate. You understand the separation of powers. You know Congress's role. You understand that there are rules and standards that you're required to follow. You've been saying this in the last 45 minutes we've been here. And still, you're disregarding what we know, which is that you're doing the same thing that your president and Miller want you to do, which is spew this garbage that makes immigrants criminals and that creates the standards and conditions for even children in detention to be living in inhumane conditions. You know what I call that? I call that being a tool. And let me tell you the impact of these actions. Kevin Gonzalez, my 18-year-old U.S. citizen constituent with stage 4 colon cancer. He wanted to see his parents one last time, Secretary. But you rejected his parents' visa to come say goodbye to their son. In desperation, they came the only way that they knew how. They tried to cross the border. And when they tried to cross the border, they were detained by CBP in Arizona. They weren't just released so they can go back to Mexico. They sat in that detention center for 1 whole month. My office, the Mexican consulate, and their legal team, they worked tirelessly to ensure that the Gonzalez family could be reunited because they knew that Kevin just had weeks to go, that he could die at any time. He was diagnosed in January. Kevin, I want to show you the video. This is when he finally got to see his mother and father. Kevin went to Mexico. You hear that cry from that mother. What you're not seeing is the father is wrapped around his son's feet, crying hysterically after a month in detention. Secretary, Kevin died less than 24 hours after that engagement. So I want to ask, for every parent in this room, including Secretary Mullin, and including my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, wouldn't you go at any length to be able to see your dying child one last time? You know, rejecting visas to Kevin's family, that didn't protect our communities. Family separation, that doesn't make any community safer. So who then ends up benefiting from this? I'm gonna tell you who benefits. For-profit prison corporations. They profit from cruelty and point. And you now are operating as a secretary, inflicting cruelty and pain. And I have to say this, for Kevin, for Virginia, his grandmother, who's my constituent, we will not forget the terror of ICE. And we will not forget what DHS continues to do, even under your watch. We know that a better world is possible. We need something new, and that means, I will say it loudly so that you could go ahead and quote it if you need to. We need to abolish ICE, and we need to dismantle DHS. And like I told your predecessor, Secretary, I wouldn't get comfortable because you have to be held accountable. With that, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. I now recognize the gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Strong, for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman Garbarino and Ranking Member Thompson. Secretary Mullin, thank you for being here today and for the work you and your team are doing to keep our nation safe. I represent Alabama's.
Right, we've been watching this. There was a moment just before what we showed you where the committee chairman had to step in and pull back the conversation. Illinois Congresswoman who had the video there, Delia Ramirez, was really going after Secretary Mullin, and he fired back, and they kind of went back and forth. It had quieted down. By the time we got there, you did get to see what she was saying, and they have moved on. Then a threat, and I'm sure you heard it, Congresswoman Stefanik. Don't get comfortable to Mullin, blaming the for-profit prison systems and a family who came here illegally to see their dying son, so on and so forth. You listen to it. What's your take on the Democrats' point with all of this and their end game?
My take on this, Harris, is as we saw during the Biden administration, we had a border crisis with wide open borders that led to an inhumane humanity crisis. There is nothing humane about open borders, Harris. And we need to enforce the law. You cannot illegally come into this country. Markwayne Mullin is a public servant. He is doing extraordinary work to make sure that there is professionalism and that there's full enforcement of the law, which is the humane. Secure borders are humane. I have seen in my home district, when we had wide open borders during the Biden administration, Harris, illegals who were crossing died. This is unacceptable. Yeah. We need to enforce the law. So Markwayne Mullin, I know just from working with him, he is, I'm sure, answering the questions very professionally, but pushing back. And this is part of the broader attacks on law enforcement. It's not just this particular example, Harris. Democrats have been calling to abolish ICE and have wide open borders for years at this point. That is a security threat to our country. It's an economic threat. So this is just another example of their trying to turn these into moments on Capitol Hill when the importance is making sure that we are enforcing and have secure borders in our country. And the Democrat said something very interesting. She said you need to enforce the law. Biden did not enforce the law, and all the Democrats supported the lack of enforcement in the previous administration.
Yeah, and by supporting it, they were celebrating it. Because if you tolerate it, you celebrate it. Just real quickly, she brought up the whole menu thing. My team has dug up a month worth of menus, a week at a glance. There's a whole lot on here, and she didn't have the facts on that, or she wasn't telling the truth. I don't know. You would know her. I don't. Scrambled eggs, potatoes with onions and peppers for breakfast. This is just one day. Chicken leg quarter, creamy gravy, whipped potatoes, peas and carrots. And then for dinner, green beans, tossed salad. There's pasta with meat sauce. There's a whole I mean, you go down this list, and it's 7 days and then a whole month that I've got here. But they still want to fight about it. So I don't think they want to really deal with the facts. It's been great to have you along for the breaking news, too. Congresswoman, thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox 1.